Hey everyone, for AZ Central Sports, I'm Katherine Fitzgerald here with Kent Summers, Greg Moore. We're at the Cardinals facility where today they introduced Kliff Kingsbury as the new head coach, wrapping up a very quick coaching search after Steve Wilks was fired last week. Kent, you've been through a few of these coaching searches at this point. What do you make of this one? How is it different from other searches?
Was the 7th introductory press conference I've been to of head coaches. It was subdued, I thought, compared to Buddy Ryan saying you've got a winner in town, compared to Dennis Green pointing to his winning percentage on a placard, compared even last year to Steve Wilks saying to Michael Bidwell and Steve Keim, you made a good decision. But I thought it was fine. You know, he made a good impression. There's so many unanswered questions about this hire right now.
Yeah, it's subdued even though there's been a huge social media storm following this hire. Greg, what do you make out of everything that we've seen today?
So this is my second. Look, Kliff Kingsbury's got a big job in front of him, right? He's got to make the right hires. Kent's been talking about this all along, and I'm all the way on board with what Kent's saying. He's got to make the right hires at offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator to carry this off. I think that the offensive coordinator is not going to be a play caller. I think it's going to have to be somebody who's got presence, can fill the room, control the crowd. I'm calling it, I think it's going to be Mike Munchak, the offensive line coach from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the defensive coordinator is going to have to be somebody who can carry that unit because Kliff doesn't have a lot of experience on that side of the ball. I'm calling it, I think it's going to be Greg Williams because Cleveland passed him over for the head coaching job with the Browns.
Now, Kliff did mention today that he's going to be calling the plays. He thinks that's an important part of coaching a team, building those relationships. So I think, as you mentioned, defense is going to be the bigger thing here. Were there things that he mentioned today that have you feeling either way who he's going to look to hire?
Not that he mentioned, but I thought it was interesting. General Manager Steve Keim said they want to go back to a 3-4 after running a 4-3 last year. You have to do things that suit your personnel, including their edge rushers, Chandler Jones and Marcus Golden, if they re-sign him. It was really an indictment, I think, of Steve Wilks' decision to go to a 4-3 and even taking it further, not being able to get some first-round picks into the lineup steadily, Hassan Reddick and Dayon Buchanan.
Yeah, we got a lot of information, too, from Keim, as you mentioned. Michael Bidwell also, he brought up that Kingsbury did indeed resign from USC to let this process happen. Very quick hire. I think you mentioned the quickest hire you've ever seen with the Cardinals. So a lot has changed in the last week and a half, but there's a lot more they have to do ahead of the season. Last question, what do you guys think will be the biggest challenge for him at this level?
I think it'll be winning the trust of a locker room of guys who have been out of college for a while and who are smart enough and aware enough. They look at his losing record at Texas Tech and think, okay, we fired a veteran NFL coach after a year to hire somebody with a losing record at Texas Tech who has 0 NFL coaching experience. I think that's going to be his biggest hurdle.
Yeah, he did mention that he already knows some of the guys from trying to recruit them to Texas Tech, so that could help some with the relationships. He's already texting Josh Rosen, who will be key to seeing whether or not this team works, but certainly a challenge. Greg, how about you?
Yeah, if I were Kliff, I would address that head on, right? No, I didn't win at Texas Tech. I didn't have the players. You guys are the players. I've got the mind. Let's put this thing together and I would be that blunt and that direct about it because I think winning over the players is going to be hand in hand with winning over the fan base because the fan base is curious about the decision too. Again, you're hiring a guy who just got fired and you're promoting him. So that's something they've got to overcome. That's not saying it can't happen, but that's the biggest piece of it for me.
Certainly a ton of storylines. We'll all be writing today. Bob McManaman will as well. So check azcentral.com for all your Kingsbury news.